To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. I understand the next financial review members wish to debate is the financial review of the Ministry of Primary Industries. The question is that the report of the Primary Production Committee on the 2012-13 financial review of the Ministry of Primary Industries be noted.
Mr. Chairman.
I call the Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, and I'll just take this brief call. I refer members of the House to a Red Institute report that actually outlines in a very clear way the importance of the area of responsibility that the Honourable Nathan Guy and his department, his super department, the Ministry of Primary Industries, is responsible for. A very big part of our economy, Mr. Speaker, and the fact that it is leaderless is putting our whole economy at risk. Mr. Speaker, to use the Minister's own words, biosecurity is my #1 priority. Well, I appreciate that, but we need more than words to carry it through. In the year gone past, Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Primary Industries of the biosecurity area has let an onion fly and garlic from China. Palm kernel expel air has finally been identified as a high biosecurity risk. We've got PSA in kiwi fruit. We've got Thaleria running rampant through the livestock of the North Island. We've got pork importation, where his department took the pork industry to court, cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars so that we could insist on getting pork from Canada into this country with huge risk. We've caught fruit fly, Mr. Speaker. We've got peach scale on kiwi fruit. And the Minister says that biosecurity is his #1 priority. If that's as good as it gets, Mr. Chairman, he has failed miserably and the department has as well. Food safety, another crucial area of the Ministry for Primary Industries. Food safety, we've had DCD because of a failure of oversight, Mr. Speaker, in dairy. We've had meat stuck on the ports in China. We've had botulism because the Minister's own government department, Assure Quality, failed to give good advice to his ministry, NPI, and then failed to give it to Fonterra. Hundreds of millions of dollars of cost, Mr. Speaker. And then we've got, Mr. Speaker, with the meat exports from this country, again, faecal contamination. In every crucial area of our economy, in the primary sector, oversight by the Ministry for Primary Industries is failing. Absolutely failing. Mr. Speaker, and the government's response is we will have PGP funding. That is a slush fund for its mates, where $350 million of taxpayers' fund has been handed out for different projects. Well, the KPIs and the response on those projects is so bad that the Office of the Auditor General is currently investigating all the PGP grants. Mr. Speaker, 3 areas, one where the government's throwing money at its mates, the other areas in biosecurity and food safety, where failure after a failure is occurring and putting our economy at risk, Mr. Speaker. In trade, another area under the Super Ministry, what's happened in trade? Well, the last good thing we had in trade was the responsibility of my good friend and colleague, the Honourable Phil Goff, and that was the free trade agreement with China. If it wasn't for him and that deal, dare I say, this economy would be on its knees. So what's the national government done? Well, it's tried to progress free trade agreements in a couple of different areas. The Trans-Pacific Partnership has failed. It has stalled. And in spite of the Minister for Trade, the Honourable Tim Grosser, being overseas at this moment, pulling back from a free trade agreement with Russia, which is not a bad idea, I'd suggest, at the moment, but he has shown no real progress in the area of trade. So to come back to the area that we're talking about, Mr. Chairman, that is the Ministry for Primary Industries, is an absolute failure in every area of its core responsibility, Mr. Speaker. Biosecurity, we're at serious risk. Food safety, our reputation has slumped. And with PGP, Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General's the report of the Auditor General that will come out in about June, I think will be incredibly revealing. and expose the links between the National Government, the National Party and the people who have received funding from this slush fund. Mr Speaker, in the area of trade where there's always been some hope that they are going to deliver for New Zealand, again, MPI has failed. The results of what has been cuts to funding in this government's first budget, cuts to biosecurity, merging a whole lot of responsibilities into one big super department, to the point where even the independent report on botulism said that the core responsibilities of MPI are being compromised.
The question is Ian McKelvey.
Mr Chair, one could tear that last speech apart with a chainsaw, Mr Chair.